Man, I gotta say, after seeing AMD's past RDNA 3 event, I am pretty excited about what AMD's cooking up with their new GPUs, and I'm fairly certain that Nvidia is literally shaking right now. At the event, AMD showed off their new flagship GPUs, the 7900 XTX and the 7900 XT. And I gotta say, right out the gate, I think this is AMD's best looking reference GPU that they've ever put out. I was so happy to see that red wasn't being forced on us somewhere in the GPU. It appears someone's listening over there. So good on y'all. But outside of the colors, the performance that AMD is claiming that they've achieved with these new GPUs, to put simply, I'm impressed. According to this graphs, it looks like AMD is claiming that they are able to get up to a 70% increase in performance when playing at 4K. And a 70% increase is not bad by any right. But unfortunately, during this event, there were a lot of graphs that were thrown at us, but AMD didn't do too much of live gameplay showing where we were actually able to achieve this, which, okay, whatever. We're going on their word. But thankfully for Linus Tech Tips doing the legwork and having the resources to provide us with some graphs to show what we could kind of expect to see with the performance uplift from the 7900 XTX going forward in comparison to, well, the 4090. So according to the numbers that were being given here with these graphs, it looks like the 7900 XTX is only behind by 6 to 10%, which, if we're just talking about for strictly gaming here, 6 to 10% is not bad at all. Which brings me to another point, the pricing. Now, I'm not saying that $1,000 is good pricing for a GPU, but let's consider what we have seen from Nvidia, well, for all GPUs here, just this past couple years with the shortages that we were dealing with and the price gouging. $1,000 for this kind of performance uplift is honestly pretty dang good, all things considered. And especially if you look at our counterpart here with Nvidia charging an additional $600 for their top dog card, and this one only being 6 to 10% behind in just gaming. I think you're doing much better here. Now, another plus to add on to these AMD GPUs is they are not this ridiculously huge heatsink card that was completely necessary because it's being flooded with a ton of power into it that was necessary to achieve these performance levels, much like Nvidia had to do with theirs. And, well, they also did not put the 12-pin power connector that has been notoriously having issues that's catching fires. Now, the good news doesn't stop there either, because unlike Nvidia, AMD was fairly forward thinking with this GPU, and they included the DisplayPort 2.1 spec into this GPU, which is not necessarily something that's available now with monitors in this current generation, but at the upcoming CES in January and going forward, monitors should be coming with this spec. And what this spec will allow is 8K at 165 hertz and 4K up to 480 hertz for the 2.1 DisplayPort. Now, this is not something that is available in the Nvidia GPUs. Go figure, they want you to be stuck buying their next upgrade in true Nvidia fashion. But this is something great to see. Not that the GPU will be able to run at that speed just yet. Possibly could touch some of these things with some upscaling going forward with FSR3. We'll see. But it's good to see that AMD was ahead of the curve here and definitely was forward thinking, future proofing in a sense with these cards. And beating Nvidia to the punch on anything is a win in my book, so glad to see that. Now, I have done a lot of praising on the AMD GPU, but simply put, not everything is good. Now, with the way that gaming is going, ray tracing seems to be more and more important to gamers, allegedly. And well, ray tracing is still not very strong with these GPUs. It appears that we are only half the frames when compared to Nvidia's GPU on ray tracing, but this is not a very optimized game, so this could be an exaggeration here. But still, all the same, still not doing very good in the ray tracing category. Something that may be changed in the future, but we'll see. Now, coming back to what I said earlier about the workstation performance, it's still not very good at all when we're talking about AMD GPUs, and there wasn't much talk when it came to general workstation loads when we're talking about the RDNA 3 for this past event here. There just wasn't a lot of talk about it. A lot of stuff was really geared toward gaming, which I'm fine with, but if you're looking for an all-purpose GPU, it looks like Nvidia still ahead by quite a bit. But overall, I'm pretty dang excited when it comes to this GPU and what the future holds with AMD. I think that we could see something just absolutely amazing when we get to RDNA 4, just seeing the upgrade path that AMD's been on with their RDNA GPUs. I think that we are seeing something good here, and I'm really hoping that they can just completely smash Nvidia with the next generation. But hey, we'll see how it goes.